This video will guide you through the process of filling out the U.S. Customs Pro Forma Invoice correctly and allow for speedy and problem-free transfer of your goods across the American border. There are many programs that are able to open Microsoft Word documents both for PC and Macintosh computer systems, so Wilson has supplied the document in MS Word format for convenience. Field 1 is for the exporter, seller, or consignor's name and address, phone, primary contact, and tax ID number. This is the legal name and address of the exporter, including country the exporter resides and a reference number to the transaction, such as a purchase order. Box 2 is shipped from, to be filled out only if the address information is different from Box 1. In Box 3, if the goods are sold, then the purchaser's information, name, address, and tax identification number go here. Field 4, Shipped to, consignee, is the final destination of the goods if the name and address information is different than Box 3. If it is the same, you can leave it blank. In Box 5, you indicate if the parties to the transaction, or in other words, the buyer and seller, are related. For example, the companies are owned or partly owned by the same company. Circle the correct answer, related or non-related. Field 6 is the country of final destination. You only need to fill this out if it is a country other than the United States of America. Field 7 is who pays the bill. In the U.S. duty and/or brokerage box, you indicate the responsible party to pay the custom charges. Circle the exporter, buyer, or consignee. If the exporter who is paying the custom charges is not the one listed in Box 1, then circle exporter, not included, and indicate the account information below. In Box 8, Invoice Number and Date, you fill in the invoice number and the date of shipment, the date of sale, any discounts that are applied, and the currency of settlement. In other words, the type of money the goods were originally purchased in. Circle the correct currency, whether U.S., European, Canadian, or other. If other, write the name of the currency below. Field 9 is used to record the identifying marks and numbers used to identify the specific shipment. Also indicate the number of and kind of packages, whether cases, cartons, bundles, pieces, or individual packages, etc. Box 10 is the shipping weight. This is the gross weight, which is the combined weight of all items and includes the weight of the packaging, to be stated in kilograms. Field 11 is the freight amount included. This is applied to a portion of the invoice price that accounts for weight charges of the good. This is only applicable to those circumstances, otherwise leave it blank. Freight amount to border is Box 12, which indicates the freight amount from the place of lading to the border. Boxes 13 to 18 is an itemization of all goods. Box 13 is the country of origin where the goods were grown, manufactured, or produced. Box 14 is the province of origin, again where the goods were grown, manufactured, or produced. Box 15 is a description of goods. A general description of the goods must be shown, along with the commercial description or part number. You are also required to indicate the harmonized tariff number if known. Lastly, you must indicate if the goods fall under the NAFTA agreement by circling yes or no. Box 16 is the quantity of goods as described in Box 15. Box 17 is the unit price of the goods as described in Box 15. In Field 18, the total price is the quantity, Box 16 multiplied by the unit price, Box 17. If there are multiple packages, all items must be listed. If there is an invoice that displays all the necessary information, it can be attached with a note, see invoice number for full itemized list of complete order. If there is not an appropriate invoice, then each and every package must be itemized on additional U.S. Customs Pro Forma invoices and stapled together with the master form in front, indicating the total packages and the combined gross weight from all items including packaging, on the master form. The shipper's export declaration, SED, is generally required by the U.S. Census Bureau for shipping single commodities valued at more than 2,500 American dollars, or for commodities requiring a license or license exception. If applicable, the declaration by foreign shipper must be filled out correctly with the name and the signature of the responsible person, the date of departure, and the name of the port of departure. If you believe your shipment requires a license or license exception and is valued at more than 2,500 American dollars, then contact service@wilsonintl.com. Box number 19 is the name or number of importing conveyance. This is a description of the importing carrier and is often referred to as a code for the trucking company and trailer number. You can leave this blank to be filled in by the truck driver. Foreign port of lading is box 20. This is the place where goods were loaded on the export carrier. Box 21 is the name and address of the owner, in this case referring to the owner of the importing carrier. Field 22, port of arrival. This is the port at which the goods are to be imported. Field 23, date of arrival. This is the date at which goods are to be imported. Field 24, U.S. port of destination. The port to which the goods are consigned or handed over. This is where the goods transfer custody, typically to be sold. Box 25 is the name and master person in charge. This is the driver of the importing conveyance or truck driver. You can leave this blank. Box 26 is the preparer. This is to be filled out if the person or company handling the transport of goods is different from box 1. Otherwise, leave it blank. Last is field 27, name of responsible employee of exporter. This is a person who works for the exporter who has full knowledge of the facts concerning the export. Now you have successfully completed the U.S. Customs Pro Forma Invoice.